Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "In truth, there was only one Christian, and he died on the cross." Christianity is a solar religion that is directed towards the dissolution of the ego. The dogma of Christianity requires absolute submission to the will of Yahweh, and by extension, Jesus Christ. Though Christianity must be considered a right-hand path cult due to its emphasis on transcendence and dissolution of the ego, a distinction must be made between the cult and its leader, Christ. Christ was a master of the left-hand path. A true devotee of the right-hand path seeks the dissolution of the ego. Masters of the left-hand path are able to achieve godhood through the accumulation of the necessary karma to express the will towards divinity. What Christ sought was deification through the absorption of the energy of his followers. Christ did not seek submission to the will of God. He became a God himself. Many Christians will argue that Christ came to earth as God. They will say that he did not have to achieve deification because he was already divine. These Christians have been entrapped by the intense power of Christ's black magic. An understanding of the esoteric nature of Christ reveals that he is a manifestation of the solar prince. He shares the energetic signature of Apollo and Baldur. The difference between the Aryan solar prince and Christ is that Christ was born as a man on earth. He utilized tantric practices in order to grow in power and conduct many rituals which slowly convinced his followers of his divinity. The so-called miracles of Christ were rituals that are accessible to powerful black magicians utilizing the proper esoteric channels. For instance, the raising of the dead is a ritual that left-hand path siddhas have performed in India for thousands of years. Of course, Christ was such an effective orator and possessed such a strong personal magnetism that he was able to perform these rituals in such a way as to convince others to submit their will to him. This was an impressive feat, since these rituals typically inspire fear in the public. Christ was able to capitalize on the Messiah cult within Yahwism as a means of convincing others to direct their energy towards the cultivation of a new religion. It is said that Christianity is a religion of faith, but this is not true. Christianity is a cult that is rooted in the exoteric rituals of Christ. Christ was a tantric who utilized the material in order to explore consciousness and cast spells on the masses. His actions in the material world are the foundation of Christianity, not blind faith. Christ was able to effectively construct ritual spaces that would create shock waves throughout history. It is no coincidence that Christ chose Rome as the platform for his greatest spell. Through the crucifixion, Christ was able to transmute the power of Rome and absorb the energy of the entire empire. The rise of the Holy Roman Empire is an expression of the extreme will to power possessed by Christ. No other figure in recorded history has found more success through bewitchment. Christ has convinced billions of people to submit their will to him. It is assured that Christ has preserved his ego outside of the cycle of time, and he enjoys a steady flow of dissolved consciousness given by his followers. This is the Dharma of Christ, the mad solar prince who finds satisfaction in his reflection alone. Contrast the Dharma of Christ with the Dharma of Lucifer. Christ and Lucifer are very similar. They are both solar prince figures. But whereas Christ seeks to dissolve the ego of his followers, Lucifer seeks to elevate the ego of others. Christ prefers his own reflection to differentiated beauty. Lucifer seeks to free the cosmos from the dissolving tyranny of Yahweh. It is fascinating to consider that Christ is regarded as selfless, whereas Lucifer is considered to be the epitome of selfishness. The truth is the reverse. Christ is entirely self-centered. He does not seek the deification of others, only the deification of the self. Lucifer also seeks deification of the self, but it is through the deification of others that he achieves this. Both Christ and Lucifer are masters of the left hand, but it is the cult of Lucifer that offers the path of the left hand to others. Christ is not concerned with offering his path to his followers. He is satisfied with bowed heads and crushed spirits.